Hello, everybody. I'm back again. Woo, two Temtem streams in a row. All right. It's been a really long time since I've made a team, especially one on stream. Because most of the pig teams I think I made off stream, purely because I didn't know which one of them I was going to use in Worlds, and I didn't want anyone copying my spreads. So, actually, going to be doing a bit of team building on the stream today, and then we'll get into some matches. Might be a bit of a shorter stream, but I said that yesterday too and streamed for quite a while. So there's not a whole lot I wanted for sure on this team, but it was a while ago. I faced a player who had backhanded Lawali with Nimble, and they used it on a Valash turn one. So the Valash was fast, and the Valash Madness buffed. So it was fast, it had special attack, special defense, and it gained some of its health back because the regen passed to it. I want to say it was Teakles that did that, but I could be wrong. So apologies if I am. So basically, we're just gonna have a speed support Lawali with a backhanded Kaleidoscope. So my idea is just to have wow. It's not a lot of options. There's so my plan is just to have some Tems that would kind of work or pair well with that. So I'm definitely gonna have the Valash. Kind of tempted to have a Rend. I still don't know why Rend costs 26 stamina. So ridiculous for such a bad move. We'll try it. Okay, and then I was also thinking like Osakai was fairly popular, and now think about Osakai with speed. Back at like let's just pretend Osakai has old slingshot, right? Hmm. Trying to think of the last move that I even want on it. It has Petrify, but because of speed differences, it's even with speed boosts, Petrify's low prio, so it doesn't get to do a whole lot. I know most people like run quicksand, so it has negative speed control options. Maybe we'll try that. I was also thinking since I have a speed control support, might as well give aerobic Vola a try, right? Haven't done that in a long while. So the question is kind of like, what toxic move do you have on your Vola end? We have at least Valash for synergy toxic plume. Maybe have that on there for now, and then kind of switch it up later, if we want to. Nexo, hello, welcome. How you doing today? This is kind of as far as I got with like my initial thoughts with the team. I was debating on maybe a Wind Chromion, so I can pair it with Lawali to get the speed boost from Nimble and also keep Sinner Typer. Thought that might be interesting, but Wind Chromion's defensive typing is awful. Doing good, just chilling. Good to hear. Other slingshot users, I could try Scunch on the team. I've only got one melee, so I have a couple. I still have space for like one more digi weakness, whatever that's gonna be. I'd probably have to choose one or the other. I know Inky used to have slingshot. It might be a good ad, but I've already got two fire weaknesses too, so it's kind of tough. Hmm. I guess, and not everything has to be like, oh man, this needs a speed boost. Because I mean, like, I could do size munch too, but I don't have melee. I guess I got Osakai, but I don't need Osakai 2.0 on the team. Mashuk kind of got around needing slingshot by just using turbo instead. Okay, I'm not gonna bring Scunch. I've used Scunch a lot recently. Try and keep some variety. So maybe we'll do like Tataru instead. Don't use Tataru too often. Tataru is another Tem with turbo, so we can try and get the boosts on Volorend with more than one Tem. Extra energy slam. Maybe Nox Bomb. Since most of the team is special, okay, I mean the whole team is special right now. There's not a whole lot of reason to put Perfect Jab on it. I could do something like Tenderness, Bestial Charge even. I know some people do Held Anger. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like Nox Bomb just for the immediate coverage in case it's needed. So we'll just go with that. I do have a little bit of a mental weakness, so maybe I get an electric. I was thinking a second nimbler. So I know Obi gets the move, so maybe we'll add Obi. An actual source rep Obi instead of target rep. Yeah, here's Nimble. Not sure what the probably just Bush is the last move. Relatively standard Obi set, just without sparks or reset. But I mean, Obi's moveset's very flexible, so that's okay to run it with just that. Like, hold on, my Tatter's not Luma. Let me see if I can buy a knockback ETC for reasonable. I think that's the only thing that I need on it. Yeah, I got those three. I know knockback was super expensive for a while because it's Momo's ETC primarily. Yeah, that's still a bit more than I want to pay for a random ETC. Oh well. And lots of people love Momo. Okay. Weaknesses are looking not too bad right now. Having a neutral in there, or I guess two neutrals helps. Maybe we can add a fire of our own. We got two neutrals, and that would allow us to have like more than one win con. Did I actually use Raiken? I think when I was gonna use Raiken, I ended up using Kapire instead. So maybe we'll throw Raiken on here. Quetzal for sure. Maybe just a standard Raiken set. So I guess this Meteor Swarm or King's Roar is kind of the question. King's Roar is such a strong move, but it's a higher hold, makes it tougher to get off. Meteor Swarm's more immediate value, but I don't think I'm gonna have any other fires on the team for synergy, so we'll go with King's Roar. That's okay. Run today, Chef. I'm stealing an idea from an opponent I ran into a while ago of Kaleidoscope backhanded Lawali with Nimble. Just to turn one, the main combo is with Valash. If your opponent doesn't have two fires, then, or if they don't pick a fire in the lead, then you can just nimble your Valash, heal it up for part of the Madness buff damage, and then it's +1 speed, +3 special defense, +3 special attack, and basically full health. We're just trying stuff though. Ninja, hello to you as well. Hmm. Trying to look at the weakness chart. Like, I don't actually have one pulled up, just off of memory. Like, I got double earth weakness, double mental weakness, double fire weakness, but everything is not too bad right now. Your team today? Sure, just for some variety, why not? Worlds is over, so I don't have to try super hard with team building. Just have some fun. And speaking of fun, everyone loves iridescent Koish, right? I thought about using uh, water Koish or crystal Koish for a while, but I never got around to it. Oh, I guess sharpening. Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't know. I missed that when all the stuff got added. I even need sharp stabs on it. Like crystal stream's already relatively good. Hmm, it's just tough. Sharpening's such a strong move. Not me. Is there something wrong with crystal Koish? No, we're doing synergy adapt. We're not doing iridescent. It doesn't do a whole lot with crystal Koish, but I can get more damage on my ice cubes with double wind, and I have Vola on the team as well with Toxic Plume. So that was kind of my thought process. It actually pairs relatively well with aerobic Volerant. Mineral Hail or Sharpening? Or Sharps? Well, we'll just go with this for now. Alright, now we do items. A Sweatband on Valash. Kind of tempted to try out Vitamin Complex on Volerant, since it's like Vitamin Complex got reworked and then nobody touched it. I mean, some people tried it, but it was bugged, and now it's fixed, and it's still kind of a mediocre to bad item. I feel like it deserves to at least be tried. So we're going to try it. Obi gets Fake Beard. You got a lot of stand problems on this team, and I got a Source Rep, so. Got a Luma female Gallus today, currently breeding some insane 175 eggs. Full egg moves, awesome. Even had all the egg moves on it, that's super good. I know some of them get expensive. It gets Earthwave, Crystal Spikes, and I don't know its third one. But I know that they ain't cheap. I think Adrenaline Shot. I mean, Raikkonen can go either Fire Chip or Adrenaline Shot, but since I've only got one Fire move, we'll just go Adrenaline Shot. Crystallize, yeah, I bet that one costs basically nothing. I think Osakai would still appreciate Reactive Vial. So that's what we're going to do with it. What item do you even run on Crystal Quaish? Okay. War Drum, definitely an option. Double Screen. Marbles. Yeah, let's go marbles. Like, no, we're going to throw, I hate marbles, but we're going to throw out Crystal Quaish and people are going to be like, why is there a Crystal Quaish? What do I do against this? Cost you 230k for all three. That's really good. I thought, is Earthwave actually that cheap right now, or do you just snipe a good one? Yeah, you got a good one. Like that one's normally like 250, 300, even 400k for itself. So I've been looking for one for my. It's somewhere. It's. Why am I failing to find it? Oh, it's Volbeer. Yeah, because I got a really good egg for it in Digilare a while ago, but I didn't get the egg move on it, which was a bit sad. So I'll have to find that at some point. Push gonna get banned just because people fear the iridescence. I guess it depends on how many people know me. Because like anyone who's faced against me before would be like, he's probably synergy adept. Like he's running Crystal Quaish anyways. Oh, just res badge, duh. Nice and simple. More expensive than 3. You think you got it for around 150. That's still really nice. Okay. So now the problem is I have to go and figure out what kind of speed tiers I want to hit. Yeah. There. So I'll do that on stream since it's relatively easy to pull up. Because I was thinking like generally you have like the hedge and breakpoint, and if we look at the Tems I actually want to put this +1 speed on, like if I was like none of them can actually hit hedging or Saipat for that matter. I guess Koish could, but if I wanted to reach that point for Koish, I think it's like 240 40 some speed. Or it's not the TVs, the actual number of speed. It would be like 350 some speed invest, and that's without the nimble. So that sucks. you know, I'd rather not invest that much speed, and hopefully we just don't run into a lot or any hedges. So I'm gonna look for what else. Find a solution for my clothes. Ah, yeah, I mean, yeah, the emergency maintenance guys got around to it. So right after the stream is when I got the email, and I was able to dry them, and it was all good. Inky's another one, but that's still right around the same speed break point. It's the same time because it's just like Osakai and Valash aren't really afraid of an Inky. People aren't gonna run max speed on Cernif. Most people aren't running Barnshi. Azrat, kind of scary for Valash, but Valash is using Prio. And not a lot of people are running max speed Hazrat anyways. Most people don't even run max speed Gazima or some like maybe Mooflank breakpoint. But even then, it's just how much do I really need? There's a lot of stuff where you maybe like 272 for Nesla. So oh sorry. So maybe I'll look at having the Mooflank breakpoint for Valash and then the Nesla breakpoint for Osakai. And that's after a +1. So the goal for Osakai speed is to reach 273 after +1. So that would be reaching 219 speed. That's kind of a bit sketch because that can go up to 221, so we're just going to do that. That's fine. It's not super optimal, but I'll speed creep the 272 breakpoint a bit. And just in case I don't end up getting that nimble boost on it, it's still a decent breakpoint to hit for sure. And then Valash, max speed Mooflank, I don't know offhand. I want to say it's 182, which is 282 at max. Okay, I do know it offhand, I guess. So that's just going to be slightly faster, and Valash has a much higher base speed, so it's going to be way less invest. And I think that's okay. I honestly just whatever. We'll go up to 232. It's so cheap on Valash. There's no reason not to do it. So all that work I did for trying to speed tier ended up not mattering. But still better safe than sorry. To know like that instead of defaulting to 221 and 232 as your main speed breakpoints, knowing what else you can outspeed under certain circumstances is very nice. We'll save Lawali's speed for last, since we want that to be the fastest on our team. For dynamic speed tiering. Actually, it would be nicest if it outspeeds. Maybe we'll just go max speed on the Lawali. Because we want the Nimble to get off as fast as possible. We'll probably invest little to no special attack on this Lawali since it's meant to be a support. And pretty much just stamina and HP for the rest of it. But we'll get to the rest of the spreads later. Valorant is probably just going to be high speed, high special attack. I might be able to kind of like skimp out on the speed since it ramps it naturally with aerobic and potentially with my turbo users. I don't even want to know how expensive a 3-turn rotation is without a stam item on Valorant. Mr. Bossy, hello, good evening to you as well. I need to reach 65, which is exactly 100 stamina. Which doesn't leave a whole lot for HP, but I think that's okay. We'll at least try it out. It'll probably feel really bad. Valorant's defense isn't as bad as it gets credit for. Like, it's mainly its offensive stats that kind of suck, but it's probably overkill to have that much special attack too. But we'll just try it out, you know. Padaru, we're gonna reach 190, the 190 breakpoint on it since it's a bit slower and it doesn't have any specific things it wants to outspeed. 190 after a synergy turbo will outspeed max speed Oshiara and Gialis. So that's what that breakpoint is for. Obi, we might as well just have the same speed as, or well, max speed as well. Since Obi gets value off of fast burns and more dynamic speed control and stuff with Bush. Raiken, I'd say we don't want to be the slowest thing on the team. We'll have Raiken at okay, we're gonna have Raiken at 190, and then we're gonna boost Tatter up to 191. That way, if I have like a turboed Tataru next to a Raiken, the Tataru could hit something first, and then Raiken can get the synergy Quetzal for the kill. And also after a non-synergy turbo or three prideful boosts or something, it can outspeed stuff. I think that's an okay breakpoint for it. So the theme of the team, it's mainly using Nimble, and in this case, backhanded Kaleidoscope Lawali. It's just a gimmick I saw somebody use against me once, and I thought it was really cool. I don't think it's going to be super viable, but I think it's going to be fun. And that's what we're here for. What do you even do? Yeah, Crystal Quaish. I don't know. It synergizes well with aerobic Volarend. So I thought for a while that I wanted to use Crystal Quaish. I don't often use Volarend. Is it any better or is it worse? Testing, testing. Okay. Yeah, I had that. I had it before in one of my Dragon Quest recordings where it was just, it was awful. I ear raped everyone. I feel bad. And I couldn't really remove it from the recording either since it just happened whenever I spoke. So if you guys do hear it, just let me know. Like I can kind of like unplug my headset and replug it back in. That usually fixes it. Okay, but Quaish spread. I mean, speed's nice on Quaish. Maybe we just hit like 221 on it as well. Nothing crazy. It's not that I don't have the money to. You guys have been supporting me for a while, and I've kind of gotten. I've been saving my Twitch funds. It's it's that I'm only here at school for another week and a half, and then I'm going back home, where I'll have a much nicer desk. But even then, it's kind of like my work desk. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get like a. I want to get a standalone mic. Be nice to have anyways. But I might not be able to do that until I get my own place, which could be in about a year or so, unfortunately. So you'll probably have to have Scuffed Mike Mag for a little while. Sorry. Okay. I'll pick up a new like over the ears headset for a while. Alright. I'll probably do that once I get home. Maybe I'll treat myself to a Christmas gift. These mics only last about a year anyways, and I've had it for a while. Okay. 84 stam for triple hypoxia rotation. Not that I think we'll be clicking that on this Lawali. Well, you never know. We're gonna just... A Lawali with no special attack invest does not want to be in front of a Toxic. Doesn't get all the crazy that often though. That's good at least. I'm trying to watch my audio mixer so that if it does get out like super crazy again, that I'd be able to notice. But having you guys let me know also helps. No, what? Get out of here! No, shut up. You don't know how bad it was that one day. It was awful. I went back and listened to the recording. Okay. Mm, well, Ash's stam rotation sucks. Just doesn't have good, like, its moves are expensive. Crystal spikes. Pookie with a headset emote. You guys have been spamming the dance emotes. I almost thought of making a like Pookie dance and then just have like headphones and music and then have it like flip back and forth or something simple. But if I commission that, it would take a while and be expensive. But I might be able to make a scuffed version. I got a message from Twitch that the animated emote slots actually doubled, which is kind of cool. But like we have a lot of slots unlocked that I don't even have filled up yet. And I feel like I'm depriving you guys of emotes. I feel like I should fill them up with scuffed ones, at least for the time being. So maybe if I'm feeling artistic someday, I'll make some more below, like low quality emotes. And then we can kind of phase them out as I actually get quality emotes. But if you guys like them, like Pookie Derp, we can keep those around. Maybe I'll just make them the follower emotes or something. Scuffed Warpig has his pure art has its charm. That one's all right. I actually kind of like that one. It turned out decent after I made its eyes bigger. Because at first you couldn't tell it was like a you couldn't see its eyes initially, so I just had to make them massive in the picture. All right, we're gonna max HP on Osakai because it has reactive vial, and it's got really nice defense stat. Special defense is bad, but it's not terrible, and it'll scale its offenses with hook anyways. So we can spare the HP a little bit or the attack a little bit. Volrun we did, Tataru. Tataru's got really nice stamina stat. Well, since Tataru functions more or less as a support, we're gonna max its HP and fill attack. Or like, I gotta choose one or the other. I think special defense is more prevalent still in the meta. Hard to say for sure. Obi, I'm not gonna bother calcing its stam. We just throw 81 in it, and the rest in HP. It's not meant to do damage. It's just a support. Flashbacks to yesterday's stream, where I rant about how Obi's a good support. Well, fine, I'm gonna put it to use. Same thing kind of with Raiken. We want it. It can scale with prideful, so we just want us to survive a bit longer, so we'll throw it in HP primarily. I think we got everything then. Gotta check Scavenger, Sensei, Aerobic. I have Resilient just because we have no forms of sleep outside of Koish, which is just. Oh, no, Koish is not done yet. Duh. Source Rep, Prideful, and then whatever Koish is doing. We'll actually max attack on the Koish and just throw the rest in HP. Everyone be scary of Crystal Koish. Everyone's gonna be scared. And then. So I finished up the Chim. Alright, I didn't have another Chim Raider. And though I have a few feathers to work with now, I wasn't exactly planning on using them, so I was just gonna go and do the Saipat Raider. The Umber Saipat Raider that I had and completely forgot about. So we'll get set up there, and then I will queue up. So our priority ban is going to be fires for this team, because what we want to do is we want to lead Valash and Lawali, because I think that's the best combo we have here. Oh, hey Lore. That wasn't even intentional, but that's funny. Uh, ah, we'll keep the pig mount around for a little bit longer, just in respect to the entertainment it's brought us. I'll probably try pig again sometime this patch, maybe next patch. But not in this team. I had a debate on it since Pig actually does have Nimble. But since it's going to be a faster paced team, I didn't want to have to invest so much speed in Pig that it's not going to be able to do anything. Alright, got a quick Q, that's awesome. Almost picked that team because it had Tattoo. Gotta remember, this is the team. Not Nah. He's not running Digis! Where's Not Nah and what have you done with him? Be surprised if Obi doesn't get banned here. It's like most of his entire team is kind of weak to Obi. Worlds is over, everyone's going back to the kitchen. I mean, that's cool though. Like, so many people have shared their teams so far. I'm glad to see it. He bans the Koish, come on. I mean, he's actually relatively weak to Crystal. So it kind of makes some sense in that way. What is stopping me from going Valash Lawali? The main thing I see that would do that is Mashuk, because physical melee kind of hurts Valash. I know that Mawala's there, but Mawala's a pivot. I don't have to ban it initially. Ah, but there's the Yowler Mimic combo too. Oh, that sucks. Tucha doesn't have any turn one physical moves either. Mizu, hello! Welcome, how's it going? Been a little while. I'm playing Koish, which can be eerie, which is bugged. I know, but like, I feel like my name is around often enough that people would be like, he's not running eerie. I know better than that. I'm doing really well. Just, just kind of relaxing, slowly getting my homework done, my last semester of school, and just streaming in my free time. Alright, so Noah, Noah, what do you? IRL. It's Tuesday. You don't work today. I can't just show up. I didn't realize I actually didn't. Didn't show up and say hi yesterday. Did you hear I was my lawn the dryers all stopped working in Moyer as soon as I put my clothes in the washer. So all my clothes were just wet all day. I had so I literally didn't have any clothes to wear. It sucked. And so I was just like, I'm not going outside in the clothes I slept in and wore all day yesterday. Should have used yours. I would have had to walk all the way down there, which would have been a pain in the cold. But yeah, there were options. They fixed it during the day. It's just it took a few hours, and I was just so done as soon as I was able to. Uh, Rested night. Hello, welcome. Not had the same reaction as you. What did you do to Mac from the run, Irikoish? Fair. Yeah, yesterday I was a bit miffed, that's for sure. Goes for Wally's second ban. The Gallios looks kind of scary. Yeah, you're right. I might have to sack Osakai here just to take down the Gallios. The rant stream. I mean, the rant was more about the state of Temtem. I don't know if you guys saw, but I did, like, Suki did respond to me. It sounds like we're not getting anything officially on a second season of TemCS, at least until 2024. So next year, you know. Which isn't super surprising. I'm glad they're at least planning to announce something. That's good news. And I saw Yaluna pop into the league server, which means that she's probably looking for ideas of what they could do and trying to find interest. And so it seems to me like they're definitely considering doing a second season, which is a huge plus. Huge plus. Hope is not lost. But and then even better, she said she was going to pass on to Mustache Man that would just to maybe give a hint at the future balance direction, which is the main thing I was curious about. So if we can get that, awesome. And we could get that as soon as tomorrow, or we could also not get that as soon as tomorrow. ah, that was kind of a funny mom's lunch. Since he had camo and we had two fake beards, it actually didn't apply exhaust to anyone. Valash is so useful, I kind of don't want to sack it. But I don't know if Osakai has the damage and bulk to really take out Gallios. We'll see. The unofficial Temtem League. So it's just the name of like the server we've been doing all like unofficial tournaments on. Really, it has Mud Shower. That's surprising. So yeah, it's not like there's like an official league, but it's just kind of like all the community tournaments that are still going on. Usually run through that server because pretty much everyone who still actively plays is a part of it. Might be Copium. You're also hoping for more interesting PvE content next year. We won't be getting anything like that in 1.6. 1.6 is pretty much just a PvE update with like the replay system as far as I'm aware. Which is kind of disappointing, but also understandable. Nice, Gallios down. Standard item on Gallios, not to get stats by stuff like Faraday, which applies to. Yeah, it's definitely standard, especially once they fix the adrenaline shot bug. So, for whatever reason, when Gallios survives, it does proc camo a second time, but it wouldn't proc something like shoot. It would proc camo a second time, but it wouldn't proc the one-time use items again. So I mean, I don't know why Camel procs after it revives, but it does. I don't have like anything I can do against this Moala right now. Slam an invite to the server in the chat if you. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. Sounded like Knight was interested in joining it, or at least watching. So maybe you can have the spectate role or participate, which would also be super cool. Yeah, Mashuk does come in here to eat the inner spirit, which makes sense. But I do smack it with a good wind burst first. Oh, I procced a reactive vial. That's not what I was expecting, but that's awesome. Because now Mashuk just goes down. You'd be interested in joining for sure. Yeah, then send that invite. All right, so I'll get slept next turn. We're gonna tornado the Moala, and we're just gonna Dust Vortex the Volgon because if I can probably get close, if not just straight up take out the Volgon with this. And if he swaps to Yowler, then he only has Moala and Volgon left to deal with my Valash, which is still a net positive for me, I believe. Taking out the Mashuk was huge. It really freed up so much space. It was the main problem that Valash had. So, because Yowler swaps in this turn, it still has one turn of Seized, and will not... We don't have to worry about Mom's Lunch immediately. Alright, that's the link to the Discord server, so I'm not sure if people can click it in the VOD, but just kind of like the community server for Temtem games. Cool, cool. Alright. I'm gonna stay in and rest on Osakai because... Yeah, I guess I don't know, but it's what we clicked. Maybe put it in the description of the VOD. Yeah, I mean, I could probably, I guess I could do that. We'll see if I remember by the time I upload it to YouTube. I'll probably forget, honestly. Anyone who misses the invite can always just ask on the main Discord server, the main Temtem server. Ah. I should have double swapped. I didn't think he'd go after the Volerant. Ah, and Diabolo, I was miscounting turns. Yeah, the swapping in Valash and not Riken was big stupid on my part. Very fizz heavy meta. It was a very special heavy meta for a while. Oh wow, that actually took out the Vola. Oops. Moala's probably just gonna transient. Put me out of range too, yeah. Ah, I think I was close to living that. Yeah, the turn I lost was the turn I swapped in Valash, and the fact that Yowler actually clicked an attack on it. GG's. Yeah, Malal is really tough to deal with. I'm curious what they're gonna decide on the whole hypnotist thing. Mao went from annoying to even more obnoxious with Hypno. Well, so far word on the street is that it's actually only supposed to be one turn of sleep instead of two, which would be a huge difference. And it's actually supposedly bugged. That's what the description says. Yeah, that's true. Everyone thought it was going to be garbage, including me. It was only one turn. So when everyone saw that it was two turns, they're all kind of like, wait, this ain't half bad. Maybe it's worth using. And now that everyone's kind of experimented with it, realized that like 800 plus bulk with Diabolo is just kind of absurd if your opponent doesn't have digis. And so now it's just kind of flown to top tier. So it would be interesting to see. Like, sorry, still got a little bit of a cold. It'd be interesting to see if Moala or if Hypnotist got changed to one turn, if it would still be used or not. I mean, could keep 2 turns and nerf his bulk. I don't know. That's still more or less just kind of sketchy. You'd have to nerf his bulk pretty significantly. But it kind of goes back to the support discussion yesterday of Moala is able to be extremely bulky, deal relatively good attack, and with Prio be kind of speedy. I feel like part of the reason why Moala got Transient Echo is because it was a trait bot. I think if you just change its trait down to one turn, it can still get use out of Hypnotist and Refreshing Diabolo, that combo, but it's not just completely game winning. I think one turn it would still be just fine and do what it's designed to do, and that way it can keep all of its tools and stats. And I think it would be okay. Keep Hypnotist at 2 turns, but remove Zen Med from Mao. That would be interesting, but at the same time, it feels like it's one of the only times that should get Zen Med. Goobnut. Alright, we're facing a few digis here. Wait a sec. No, oh, this is just Ali's team. Okay. Oh no, the flashbacks, the flashbacks! Your turn seems like too much, given an insane amount of tempo, but yeah, I think we just got to take it down to one turn and then see, because I think people will still cry. Like, it's not a dead Tem at one turn. There's still not a whole lot of counterplay to it. The other thing is like Moala's biggest counter, like yes, it's 4 times weak to digitals, but its biggest counter is actually mentals because it can't put the mentals to sleep. And right now we have a meta that doesn't really allow for any mentals besides Moala itself. So if we could just look at electrics and really just digis as a whole, maybe we could free up a bit of space. And see how it goes. Okay. You're using with a mental heavy team right now. Not saying you're wrong. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean you can definitely play it, but if you ran into this team with mental heavy, it would be so tough. It would be ridiculous. Two digis, three electrics. I'm not even sure where you'd start. Yeah, let's bring the crystal quish for fun. Precious team mainly because one of your mentals is mixed and you run Zeno. Doesn't is your mix spread to survive like a sparks harmful microwaves or something into a microwaves? If so, then yeah, I guess you'd be fine. Wish is a beast here. Yeah, I gotta watch out for the wrenching massage on the scunch turn one. Well, it's like I can just burn the scunch too. It's hurry warp blue flank, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Reworking the type chart as a whole, Ninja. I that's been brought up a lot. I I think I think that would cause more problems than it would solve. I think it's uh, like toxic. I feel like toxic ticks might be a little bit too strong, and toxics just shouldn't have like the best bulk in the game as well as the best defensive typing. Wind is just too good of an offensive coverage to have. I feel like in general, I like uh, toxic wind and digi all need to get looked at individually. Toxic type chart will be reworked. No, 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 no. It's just theoretically Ninja was bringing it up since it in general reworking the type chart gets brought up quite often. Slightly more bulky mix. Save Koish. Did Krema say anything about future competitions? They're holding off on an announcement until 2024. Sounds like they're still thinking about it, so they're not sure what they want to do yet. But I would say there's definitely hope. But just don't be too disappointed if it's misplaced. Rework type charge sucks so much for everyone. Yeah, I just don't think that's the direction that they could or will go at all. Team is yeah, that really doesn't sound too bad. Hey, marbles value. Hate marbles. Be a big swing on how the game works. Don't understand how some types have only one weakness while others don't, and why Digi isn't resisted by anyone. Will never happen. Crema declined often enough. Yeah, yeah, reworking the type chart will not happen, and I don't think it's the best solution, anyways. I think the issue there's too many issues with reworking the type chart, and it would require rebalancing literally every single like there's so many different Tems. Like all of a sudden, if you make Digi weak to mental instead of strong against mental, or like they're strong against each other or something. I've heard that the Dig or like if neutrals are super effective against Digis, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, well that typing now has so much more value in general that not only do you have to rework every single one of the Digis to compensate, you also have to work every. Oh, I don't know why I just tried to. to Tesla Prism, the move link. um, I had to sleep my Obi. That's interesting. I think, but I say that, and yet I think Wind, Toxic, and Digis all need to get looked at anyways, and completely reworked. So it's really tough. A lot of work. Maybe it comes from bad design in the first place. I do not think that the types were initially designed bad. I think that over time and significant changes over like 3 years have just caused more minor things to creep up, which is the main issue here. Just take away some poison's bulk and nerf tornado by another -10. It's fine. The problem with nerfing tornado is it hurts a Tem like, say, Barnshee. Like Barnshee does not need Tornado to be nerfed, and in fact, Barnshee would love if the nerfs to Windburst and Tornado in general were completely reverted. Where the only reason you'd nerf Tornado is because Tolkien. So nerf Tolkien instead. Why are we punishing Barnshee as well? Like Barnshee, you'd think Barnshee has everything it wants. Now that it has bulk, like respectable bulk on top of all the tools it's had over the years. You don't really believe wins are overall too good. From your experience, you start bringing them when toxics are a problem. I, yeah, I mean, I feel like wind is just too good of an offensive type because it's only resisted by other winds and electrics. So the main thing is like you always want wind as a secondary type because if you have wind on your fire type like Tolkien, all of a sudden you can't be resisted by waters, fires, and earths. That did a lot of damage to that Gazuma. You know, I don't really like BST change, but what would you do to nerf Tolkien, for example, if you don't want to hurt another Tem? And not Tolkien using Gazuma many more or less relevant Tems. Yeah. Uh, I mean, Tolkien's great, it's overrated. I mean, Heater's really nice, and just Burn in general is. If anything, I think there needs to be a better support move for fire types, and I think that Tolkien should probably lose one of its fire options to gain that move. Maybe Tolkien can lose Fire Tornado but gain Magma Cannon. Whoop, I disconnect again. Because like it already kind of fills the role of burn support with Fiery Soul and Heater, and Magma Cannon keeps that same identity. It keeps it having like a two hold option. It's still relevant. So that would be something along the lines of what I would do. Token's also probably seen as strong because it's one of two viable fires realistically. Yeah, I mean, fire type's another one that could almost get looked at in its entirety. Because fire is the most synergy reliant type in the game. Because every single physical fire wants synergy, whether it's Quetzal or Lava Wave. And so that really limits your team building options. So if you want a flexible fire on your team, you throw Tolkien. And if you're going to use a synergy fire, you're probably just going to have Hazrat because its offensive and defensive typing are so good. If Token would be a burn sport, how about removing Tornado from it altogether? The problem with removing Tornado is that Tornado is on 2i. And if you would have to remove Tornado from 2i in order to do that, which is kind of seen as a questionable decision. Ooh. That was a good perfect job by him. I'm glad it wasn't Noshi, though. Good old days when that mono fire type team running around. Ha, Rezo, yeah. As much as I hated facing the mono fire team, it was really cool to see. So. 2K kept Nox bombs. We have a proper example that they can't split things amongst separate birds. Nice. I lived. I'll die to the ninja though. Well, I should be able to get a C spikes off though because he's -2 speed. So yeah, they could split things off for sure. But the problem with doing that now is alright. Well, the problem with doing that is they want to make the earlier evolutions viable. That we've seen that, and it's relatively obvious. So if you do something like that, all of a sudden you're not really following that design anymore. Chromion marbles. I think I lose this one. Water Chromion kind of ruining me. Double Prac RD is kind of viable. It's super annoying. I've seen... I know Workman. A baby believer, but... he's been trying to make Brockwork work now that it got buffed. And I mean, Temtem and Crema really said that they're not planning on adding new Tems to the game. So the only way you can get new Tems is by making ones that already exist more viable. Guys, faster. Should have known that's what... It's Ali's team. Yeah, I needed to go for Crystal Stream there. Alright, GG. Win rates. Tough. Remember said they won't add new Thames. Well, it's not that they won't add new Thames, but it is not in their current scope for the game of the or the future of the game. So, as of right now, we are not to expect new Thames. And that's why I'm kind of also hoping we get some news about like what the future is going to look like, whether it's just a balanced direction or another year at TemCS in some fashion, because that'll kind of determine like what Crema thinks about the future of the game. They've already been kind of abandoning the poor PvE players. These shells we've seen in Worlds, but at the same time, I don't think that just adding new Temtem here and there is going to improve the gameplay experience. Like right now, what they really need is uh, they need an entire patch dedicated to bug fixes and what's quality of life, because they did that quality of life thread, and I believe they said something along the lines of a lot of these things are going to have to be put off because they just take too long to fix. Even though most of the things that were asked in there were extremely simple, I feel like they would have been simple, but maybe they're not. Sounds like Krema's code is very spaghetti. Where's the arcade? I think the arcade got pushed back to 1.7, and we hardly even know like what it's going to consist of. It's not really going to be an arcade anymore. Aren't even done implementing all Kickstarter things. They were supposed to be 1.0. Not surprised that they're staying quiet on the new content part. That I think that they feel too holed up in completing all the Kickstarter goals that they're not putting enough quality into what they already have. I feel like it's been a little while since they've had a real good update on release. Whether the issue is game-breaking bugs, extremely unbalanced PvP, low-quality contents, just whatever it may be. Intimidator still only works 9 out of 10 games, and 1 out of 10 you feel like, why? Yeah, yeah. I don't use Tyrannac. I think the last time I used Tyrannac was on the Doom team, which I guess wasn't all that long ago, but I feel bad for people who really love Tyra and his playstyle. Have bugs unintentionally like every other game. Okay. And the fire. There's only one fire this time. It's triple neutral. I guess word got around that there aren't enough mentals. I'm gonna try and pick Lawali. I wanted to go Valash. Why? I can't just go Valash because Yowler has physical attacks and it's gonna hurt. Like I can take a Soul Shout after a Madness buff. We'll go Osakai though. We'll try this combo instead. Bug or what have the most negative impact on the average experience as of now? All in all, the game's very well balanced, way better than any Pokemon edition has ever been. Yeah, and I mean part of that's like why I love this game. It's just so well designed. But when it doesn't work, it feels really bad. I banned Momo, since most of my Tems are special, and I can hit move flank on its weaker side. Momo has higher special defense, lower physical defense. Priority is always good. Consider running Shaolant for free madness buff. I really don't like Shaolant. It just feels broken. I don't like Welcomer. I know yesterday y'all asked me, what would you do to change Welcomer? And I put a little bit of thought into it, not a whole lot, just kind of like shower thoughts, you know? And I was wondering, like, what if Welcomer is more or less baton pass? So, like, upon entry, your ally Tem receives 10 or 15% health back, and maybe it can activate more than once. That way, you still keep the on entry, the whole Welcomer theme, and it still provides some support. We'll go Valorant. No, I mean, that would cause a little bit of an issue with half full Scaravolt, but beyond that, I think it would be pretty good. I mean, Shaolint's already seeing use on stall teams, and if it's like a pivot enabler, I think that's much better than a free entry into the best possible lead you could ever want. Have to be multiplying because you're not running Scare. Right. It would be intended to be multiple times. Winter's Call Yeller. All right, I can respect this. I can respect this. This is a goofy gimmick. What'd you do about Keanu Bennett? I think they're different traits because you can just keep one Tem on the field to get infinite value out of Benefactor. So if you get buffs on both Keanu and the raid boss, then you never have to swap. In order to get the heal from Shaolant, you have to swap, which would mean you effectively need at least 3 Tems to have buffs on them. There's building blocks too. New building blocks sucks though. Alright, Inner Spirit should be able to finish that off. I'll throw a Plague its direction too. Or maybe a Hypoxia, just in case we were to see a Valoran swap. Hmm. The exhaust is going to hurt a little bit, but we should still be able to manage. Oh, that was kind of close. You got it though. And we outsped cooperation. Nimble Turbo, let's go. Alright, so we know the Shaolant has Cheer Up, Turbo, or Cheer Up, Double Edge, and Cooperation. So offensively, I don't have to worry about it, which means I'm going to bring in Valorant. Yikes. So this is a 0 attack Shaolant. This is a 0 attack Shaolant. And since it offers no control options, I am just fine ignoring it for the rest of the entire game. Hard to tell if this is going to kill or not. I have like max special attack in the Volarend, and I was +3 speed. Okay. Uh, I like the idea, but unfortunately, it's just not gonna work here. Yeah, GG. I would never recommend running 4 support moves unless you really think you can get away with it, like on stall, like old pig. On an offensive team like that, you're gonna have times when you really just want to double into a slot. Okay, we already got promoted. GG's. The only thing with a theoretical rework to Welcomer like that would be the whole change to double edge wouldn't so that I can hit through evasion would be pointless. And the fact that double edge was changed like that is more or less indication that they're keeping Welcomer as is. So it's just kind of whatever. Like the whole complaining about Shelllant is more like a me thing, just like how I complain about marbles. I know some people do have problems with Welcomer. But as Argan said yesterday, like it's on a mono melee. It's not a good typing. You almost need something to be stronger about it for it to be used. As much as I hate to admit it, that's probably true. Not that I think Stall would complain about having a new fun trait to work with. I feel like everyone who doesn't play Stall would. Anyone heard from Geno or Baki if they're gonna stick around? I know that they were both kind of iffy on the direction Temtem was going, and I think they were both kind of debated on quitting after Worlds. I hope they stick around, but I understand if they don't. Saw Geno on Ladder, so he's not quit yet. Awesome, that's good to hear. I feel like now that Worlds is over, we can almost get back to kind of like just enjoying the game. I know, like towards the end of TemCS, I was making my most recent teams, and even up to participating in Worlds, I was kind of getting to the point where it's just like I was playing with more of an intent to win rather than playing just for fun, which is the whole point that we play games. I think I'm still here for fun, obviously. But it's just like the subconscious mindset was kind of creeping up on me that like, come on, you want to try and win this. You want to win this. It would be so cool to win this. You want to win the money. And it's just like you can't forget why you're here in the first place, and that's to have fun. Welcome a user for free madness buff on Zeno. It's what's annoying. You can also be countered by a drill user. Yeah, I mean that's like the epitome of a binary mechanic, in my opinion. How to trigger me? Lead with Welcomer, Shelllant, and Receptive Gosma. Make sure that the Shelllant has marbles, or one of them does at least. Yeah, I wasn't paying enough attention to the draft. He must have TKS on the Zalbian. Oh, yeah, you said marbles. Yeah. You're still around, huh, Noah? You're just playing some TFT or something? You're just trying to get homework done and you're too distracted? This is kind of a funny situation because I can just throw in ice cubes at the Drakash, ban the Lawali, and his two swap-ins to resist the ice cubes I can actually hit with the crystal move. So double sparks on Godsma and Shelllant that uses cheer up and inner spirit. Playing balloons, just stalling till dinner at 5. Gotcha, gotcha. They actually serving something good today? I actually grabbed breakfast for the first time in a while. I wish I wasn't so mildly allergic to eggs and cheese. I'd get omelets more often. I wish my allergies actually had some sort of definition. I do not think this is the Valash game. If I can get a nimble hook off on the Osakai, I think I'd be in good shape, especially if he picks Garunder. I'm assuming he'll pick Nesla though, purely for the Osakai. Nope. Okay. Osakai has very high value this game. Until this is a voltaic charge Zalbian that's going to heat up in my face. As a French dude, you can't listen to an American having any sort of an opinion on cheese. Well, I'm about an hour from Wisconsin. I feel like I'm obligated enough to have an opinion on cheese. He didn't swap the Drakash. I guess I should have just ice cubed it. He does have TKS. Dang. That does exactly half my health. You love listening to a game you have no idea what's going on. Yeah, it's a blast, right? Really annoying is a Merengialis. That's yeah, Merengialis is kind of a pain. But when I remember old Merengialis, I don't feel bad anymore. Well, I wish I could have smacked this thing with a stone ball though. He's just testing me. I can so easily attack your Drakash. I guess the problem is that I'm not attacking his Drakash. I said I was going to, and then I misclicked turn 1, and then I just kind of went with it. My cheese has mold. Yours has microplastics. Oh, that's a yikes, but can't really disagree. If Tatter dies in here, I bring in Loale, and it's okay. And if it doesn't die, then I get to a turbo on Osakai. Nice. Y'all remember what trait I have in my Tataru? Yeah, the good one. Tataru has a trait? Ah, Glassblade Gialis. Okay. Fine. Didn't see it. Well, it was resilient. So had I gotten the major slash off, I would have been +5 speed, and I would have been able to attack again. Okay. I huh. I'm not confident that Plague will kill this Albion because I have 0 special attack and vest. Yeah. Should have clicked Hypoxia. Workman, hello, welcome. Using Brockwork is so cool. You don't think you found the right supportive team yet? Yeah. I want to. I should probably use Brockwork again at some point. It hurts so bad that it doesn't have uppercut. It would love uppercut. Tatter's traits don't matter 1 game per year. Hey, you must not have been around for the turbo shenanigans. You saw soft touch activate every game back then. Right supportive team doesn't exist yet. Yeah, we just need a few more baby Tems to add to it. They'll be the perfect supports. Rowick, hello to you as well. Welcome. Groove, Crystal Koish, Deluge back, please. It had Deluge? Or you're saying that Shween is basically Crystal Koish? Shween's Horn Nox Bomb. Ooh. Oh, I didn't even catch that, but it doesn't particularly matter. Osakai is a much bigger problem for me than Garunder, so that's why I'm focusing on taking down the Osakai at all costs. Brock or Heli Kick? That would be funny, but then Brocklin would get Heli Kick, and I don't think that would be healthy. 1 game you got 2 Zens onto it and double gashes, we're doing 50%. Really? That's crazy. I used to have it for breeding Waspine. Gotcha, gotcha. Schween's Horn Garunder. It's not super uncommon. I've definitely seen it before, but it's not the typical pick. Now, I mean, the safe play would be to Hypno it and just kind of get some heals up, but we're just gonna not. I'm nimbling so that I definitely outspeed the potential Paizo. Yeah. Which I live anyways. Woke up on the quirky side of the bed. I mean, yeah, whenever you have a toxic type that's not like Calibus holds Schween's Horn, it's a bit strange. But you can catch people off guard with it. GG's. I know there was a time, it wasn't a very long time, but people were running Schween's Horn on Tuvine for Nox Bomb because Tuvine was weak to, fire, it can't hit Earths. And so whenever somebody swaps in like a Volcrane to counter your two Vine, you just like haha Schweinshorn. But it's just so uncommon you didn't run it. I've had a lot of fun running Schweinshorn on something like Auhi with hallucination because people are like bringing an Earth type to deal with Auhi, and you're just like, nope, I got a Water type move. I think I had it on mix as well. I remember during Dojo Wars one time. I don't remember who I was facing, but I had a Synergy Master Adoro and a mix hallucination with Schweinshorn, and that poor Volcrane. Poor thing just got deleted. That was it. It was you. Okay, that's yeah. That that's still a fond memory. I'm sure it was a bit painful for you, but oh man, it was so funny. I remember. I think we were the last match going on too, and so everyone was watching us. Well, it's just like I think you swapped in Volcrane, so you had Stone Trench up, but you're like, this mix can't do anything to me. I'll just hook. I'll raise my attack. Uh, any strategy that revolves around catching people off guard is something you have little respect for. Depending on if it's well done, I can have respect for people doing it. But if it's like an intentional ladder strategy where somebody's trying completely to win and nothing else, not even just to have fun, and it's just to surprise people and get wins, that's that's a bit disappointing. Young base lord. This man. First I faced Ali's team. Now I faced this. No. Good luck. Have fun. Uh, I think this is the exact team as well. Let's see if Meme can beat. Well, I guess my world's team was more or less a Meme too. Had a lot of comma swap ins with it. Yeah, that's good. Kind of weird. You think Schweinshorn is more of a niche now? Yeah, it's just like a side pad signature item. Brockwork hater spotted. Revenge time. World's coming back. Yeah. What does Brockwork do? It has decent attack now. Frond whip, hook kick. So most of the time here I ban the Yowler, but maybe the Mimit's worse. Mental battle's brutal. Yep. Too slick. Hello, welcome. He actually picked the Acronox. I was debating on going the low olive the last strategy here, but that's probably not going to be an option right now. But we can go Lawali and Osakai. Came back on your decision on Schweinshorn. Acro, the main idea was to get huge V spreads on Gallios, but they run Camel, so you look stupid and sad. Yeah, that's kind of tough. Ultimate meme team. Just the starters and mythicals, yeah. Moal is going to be tough here. He'll probably just ban my Obi. Ugh. Time is not on my side. I could have banned the Yowler there. I think I'm okay trying to brute force it. Right now I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna get out of this lead. I don't know if he has TKS on his Moala. Most people... I know when I ran Moala, I just didn't run a zero hold on it, because you always wanted to swap it in, and you were fine doing so. But it might be a little tough. The Temtem, yeah, it's Acronox. The other one's Moala. I haven't had much issue deciphering it, but when you have like 6+ of them, it is a bit hard just to try and if you're looking for a specific type, my brain kind of takes a couple more seconds, so I can understand why other people struggle with it, for sure. We'll pick Raiken, since I have both neutrals. Maybe I can make something happen. Just acknowledge me as a fair player here by leaving the Quash Valley. He pops into streams all the time, he knows. He's a good guy. uh, I really need to knock out the Moala here. What I'd like to do is hook Hypoxia the Equinox. And if that would potentially put it in range to Plague, and then I Dust Vortex Moala turn 2, that would be optimal. But I don't know if that's gonna be so easy. I think when I faced him in Worlds, his team was ridiculously bulky. He might even just swap in 2 wires, so we're gonna click buttons. Mom's lunch. Since I'm not staying on the field long, since I'm gonna get slept, it doesn't matter too much that I'm exhausted right now. But big rip to Stam. He does have TKS, so that hurts a little bit for sure. Right, we'll still get a turbo off. I'm pretty sure I can definitely live the turn on Osakai. Especially since I'm not attacking the Yowler. I can eat a Nito into Savage. Not well, but I can eat it. And then I'll swap out. And then we'll figure out what to do from there. That did nothing. Oh, attack on the Wally. Like giving Osakai Inner Sparrow was such a great decision. Love this time so much. Seeing him win Worlds Finals was a huge W. Yeah, I love Osakai too. It was Osakai is actually the first Tem I bred, or Osuchi, but still really cool. All right. Well, we're back in the situation where we got to double swap in Raiken and Valash. Problem is, I don't know what he's gonna attack, or which he could throw a. I'll guess he just clinches the Lawali. Okay. Like, Zenmed, yeah, it sucks. And, man, why don't you just take out the Lawali? Come on. I die to a Savage now, which is awful. There's the Diabolo proc that I could do literally nothing about. But it's also like, the only thing I could have done differently on my turn 1 is to, like, hook Moala. I mean, even if I double the Moala turn 1 with Hook Plague, that takes it down another like 20%. This is a 0 special attack Lawali. It's just a support Lawali. I think he'll swap Moala now. It's kind of done its job. But he could also just finish off Valash with Nito and then actually get the Savage on Raiken instead. Okay, he does swap, and he'll just finish off Valash with a Savage then. I'm surprised to see this Tort swap in, though. He double swaps. Why? Why? How? What? 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 Why? I don't understand his thought process there, but I mean, obviously it was the right play. I would have thought it would have been pretty clear that I would double in his Moala slot, because if the C spikes doesn't kill, then I just get the kill on Tort. Cool down, hold off for Deluge. But I mean, I outspeed. Yeah, I think that play just won him the game. I think I was still in a position where I could come back, but as soon as he took out the Yeller, maybe it was because Mom's lunch is off now. Yeah, he just stays in. That Tort has like 800 bulk. What's your argument for running Rend on this Valash? So special attack Valash has very few options to run in the first place, and so it just is a button I can click. I mean, it's like if somebody swapped in like a Volcrane and I was in a late game situation, I would be able to rend it and then still smack it. Sacrificing the Tor is really smart for a late game. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely playing well. That Acronox swap just screwed over every single plan I had. He even kept in the Tort. I'm a bit surprised. I was really hoping to get a King's Roar off on something other than the Acronox. I was hoping he'd swap into, like, I don't know, Yowler to eat a hit. Wouldn't Ninja get better even if it's Fizz? This drew on my mind. It's just a prio finisher. It's definitely an option. I just more or less running Ren for the meme. Usually goes for safe plays. You faced him pretty often. Then what was that double swap? Why not just take the free kill on Valash instead of sending in two things that let it heal up to full health again when Valash is the only thing that's threatening the Moala? Like, if he sends in anything other than Moala right now, yeah, I guess 2-wire also kind of works. Ah, Marble's my worst enemy. Why? Why must you return? I want to swap Valash out to get stand back, but because of the 2-wire, I actually can't kill the Acronox with Inner Spirit. Actually, I have to stay in to make sure the 2-wire dies so it can't get a sting into Faraday Cage off. Side run the Osakai. I'm already neutralized. We're good. We're good, guys. Okay. We got it. And Valash still has health. Ah, Petrify. He must not have Toxin Shower then. That's a good play. I didn't have to swap out Valash there. I could have just rested. He's not attacking that slot. He has to double into the Osekai. Yeah. I guess in the end I should have held Anger the Acronox. Petrify is so good now on bulky teams. Yeah, the fact. Well, what caught me off guard when I faced off against him in Worlds was that his entire team has like 800 or 7 to 800 bulk invest. Like literally every single one of his Tems. Like zero speed, like hardly even any offensive invests. It's just a lot of bulk. So much more than you would ever run typically. Like look at that Acronox. Knows what the spreads are. I mean, even if he did, like whatever. All right. Knows what the best spread. Oh, I missed best. Yeah. I mean, he lost out too. It's not like they're super duper consistent. You're gonna lose out against more mid range teams when you skimp out on offenses. But against a team like Mayan, that's kind of got a similar game plan, he wins because I'm also skimping out on attack, and he's just got more bulk. That's why he swaps so often. He has so many good pivots into the meta and some nice late tournament shenanigans. Like his team's been running that core for like 3 patches now. I also like his team, yeah. It seems super flexible. Lots of good options. Yeah, his Yowler's gonna live on like 10% after a major slash. Or he'll just kill the Tattoo. Doesn't want to risk it. GG. I'll take myself out. Close. Yeah, I mean, if I had I not doubled into that Acronox the time he swapped it in, I I think I could have won that. Big hallelujah! Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Marquee. Okay, interesting. There's an Arachnite on this team. I wonder if there's a bit of inspiration there from Platt. Riken ban. Why? Loves bugs, so makes sense. I love the creature type bugs. I do not love game bugs. There's a big difference. I also, it's like multiple times the Weevils come up and I have no idea who that is, so that's just over my head. YBL's team would be way worse if mentals were stronger. Really? He's got. I mean, Isn't Yowler his only neutral? He's got Mashuk on it. He's got Volgon, Tortonite, Two Wire to kind of manage against. Oh, Mao. Yeah, I okay. Yeah, that probably would change. But I mean, like, it's we were just getting out of a meta or worlds where people didn't have to worry about mentals much, so it's understandable. Original Yu-Gi-Oh series, guy in Yu-Gi-Oh only plays insects. Okay, okay. I was definitely more of a Pokemon kid growing up. The only Yu-Gi-Oh I watched was like 5Ds a little bit before school, and it was only whatever episode was airing, never in order. Um, you know, Amphithere's kind of a pain. How old am I? 23. Can pretty much tell my age by whatever year it is. Just in case I forget. No mental, so I can bring in Tataru here. Guess I was like way older. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but no, I don't mind. Uh, yeah, that's true. I do mention I'm in college. We'll bring in Volerand. 31 thought I was like 28 or something. Fair enough. It's always funny how there's definitely an older crowd to Temtem. You would think it's a game for younger kids. Yeah, 23 Argon. Imagine going to college. Yeah, right, Noah? Who needs that? Almost 27, still in school. Doesn't really. Gotcha. Yeah, Argon, I know you're younger. I think you and Kunders both, right? Some of the younger pro Temtem players. I kind of want to keep Valash around for Golsey. Born on the same day? Really? That's actually kind of crazy. Still 20? Gotcha. As old as Rishi. 20 is a bit older than 11. Come on. I don't live the toxic tick, do I? It'd be kind of funny if I do. Oh my goodness, one health. That's hilarious. Let's get some chip on the Golsey, and then we'll change the Arachnid to toxic type. It's kind of hurting me because I'm raising its special attack, but I'm also making it vulnerable to me when I when I can come back in later. I mean, technically I could take out the Arachnite right now, but I'm pretty sure Golzy's got a hasty with my name on it. Hold on. Why does that Golzy have reactive vial? Excuse me? Our Violent took 30. I mean, I'm a max special attack Voloran, but that's still absurd. Okay, he does finish off Lawali now. I already have an Adrenaline Rush playing against me. Yeah, he doesn't have anything to resist Crystal Spikes, so I'm good to go here. It's probably a Voltaic Charge. Just in case he's got, like, Soul Shout or something, we'll just burn it. Burn it with a Plasma Beam. No harm. To me, at least. Voltaic just got... Okay, I missed it because it was, like, 1 health. Taser's too good. Yeah, I mean, Taser is a crazy good item. You talk about, like, Gravel Bag being good for Earth types. Well, Taser's crazy for electric types, so... Wow. It actually didn't OX. This Arachnite has about 200 TVs in special or in stamina, by the way. Because that's like a 4-turn rotation, isn't it? Uh, or was that only 3 turns? No, that was 4 turns. Yeah, this Arachnite has a 4-turn rotation. Okay, so we're faster than the opposing Valash. And we both Madness buff. I don't have reset on this Obi, unfortunately. He even predicts me to Madness buff and then just doesn't do anything. I can, because I got the Nimble on my Obi earlier, is my, yeah, I get the burn off. As the last thing Lawali did. It's going to help my Obi survive an extra turn. Or not. It OX this time. Finally. Alright, I can't risk just going for a Crystal Spike. Or for a Crystal Dust. Maybe I could if I wanted to risk going for Hyperkinetic. But I want to make sure this Valash goes down. '81 stamina on Spiders, only 101 TVs. Well, it used triple T-Strike and Unseen, though. Is that really? 26, 26, 26. I guess it's 92 stamina, actually. So it is a bit more invest than that. Okay. Definitely wasn't able to risk going for anything else. I'm swapping in Tattoo to get the hold off of Major Slash. Is that Vitamin Complex? It is Vitamin Complex just for fun. I probably should have Hand Fan or a stamina item so I can have more TVs not where they are right now. Bastille, you can't just do that, dude. You gotta kill my Volorend. Had the same idea in team building, but figured it would be trash. It hasn't procced once. Volorend just dies too quickly. It's fun in concept though, for sure. Be better on the tanky Vola build. I mean, you don't need this. You don't need special attack on the tanky Vola build though. Procs after 4 turns. I think it's after 3 turns, so on the 4th turn. Oh my, right. I forgot it was a 4-turn rotation. So you're right. It's 86. That's still pretty significant invest on an Arachnite. I bet. I guess Arachnite probably got special attack buff or stamina buff when it got the rest of its stat buffs. I just kind of glossed over. Only paid attention to the random bulk it got. Right, the same thing with Venmap. It becomes way too big a threat for the opponent to not heavily damage it for 3 turns. Yeah. He used pickpocket. Well, I'll challenge you pickpocket with a rend. Good game. Good game. You want to make an Arachnite team? Seems fun to use. Just thinking of slapping it on your main team, making it win or melee it for tag team, and I'm not sure what that brings. Melee can be good for soul shouts. The problem with Arachnite is most of the time you can't expend any resources changing its type yourself. It sort of works with Toxin Shower because you're like clicking that move anyways, but you don't get stab on anything other than unseen blow that way. Because the only toxic move that Arachnite has is that it would want to click, or the only toxic move it has is Venom Spread, which you're not going to click. The side hook is interesting because most of the time, if you're clicking hook, you don't really need the hook chip anyways, as long as its name isn't Osakai. So on something like a Volcrane, it's just fine. And I think I really loved the self hook reactive vial tech. That was super cool. But I don't think it's going to be very often at all that you'll want a side hook. What's a mental? Good question. Well, we have Moala. Moala's the definition of a mental and probably the only one ever. Gallios a mental? No, Gallios is a time bomb that comes back. What about Mix? I love Mix, but I guess after, so it's like they buffed like every spread move in the game, and slowly they're nerfing them all back. Because I mean, they buffed Binary Flood. Now they're kind of nerfing that. They buffed Denigrate, and then they made it so it doesn't work with Rejuve on Pocus, and then they nerfed Adoro significantly. I should say Toxic. They nerfed Toxic Skin, but that's more or less directly Adoro. Oh. There's another spread move that got nerfed recently. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, Hellfire. I guess it wasn't that recent now. That was definitely a few patches ago. But it was after the main spread move buff. Every time I try and run mix, though, anytime I run into a team where there's one or two spread moves, mix gets banned. Anytime they don't ban mix, there's like 5 or 6 spread moves. So if you really want to run mix, it feels like you have to run significant bulk, and more or less, it's like, oh, I'm gonna first pick mix, let my opponent pick their 2-Vine, and then I will take the CPG intentionally because I know I survive. And then you kind of get like 1 or 2 free turns. And you just hope that your opponent doesn't play around you. You almost never have mix banned. That's really interesting. Gold meta's another timeline. That might be part of it. Oh, you're talking about slowdown. I feel like the higher in rank you go, the less mix gets viable. It'll just work sometimes and it'll not work others. And for me, that's incredibly frustrating. If something isn't consistent at all, if I end up frustrated after a game that I had no agency over being able to do anything with it, that's when I'm like, no, we're going to relook at this. We're going to take a second look. And that's why I end up editing most of my teams. It's like that's why I changed my team right before Worlds. Because I was like, I cannot win into Digis. If I face a Digi team, I have 0 chance of winning. And then I faced 2 half Digi teams. Mix has Diabolo, you can survive anything. Has refresh, support of setup sweeper. I mean, I think that's the way you have to play mix. And I think it does definitely have potential that way. It's just, it's still not a Tem that you can just play into every single matchup. It will have games where it won't do anything. I'm actually going to ban Broccolum. I don't have a whole lot of counters to Broccolum. Yes, Billy, hello, welcome. Just lost to a mix today. Chim brought it down to 2% and then almost ran through my team. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's hit or miss. It'll sometimes be super useful, and other times it'll struggle to do just about anything. Food pretty bad. A weird noodle thing. Thanks for the warning. I will not use my remaining $15 of dining funds to grab it. uh, my rule of thumb is if I cannot not pronounce what I'm eating, I will not eat it. Alright. Well, ban his pivot now. The pivot Mawalo. Mix at max speed is really nice. Mix isn't even that fast. I know they buffed its speed, but doesn't it only reach like 68? That's the same speed as Osakai. I've been happy to see a gold Zeal of a crystal dust to get the KO. Got my own food taster? Nah, Noah's just a friend of mine on campus here. He's one of the guys I play TFT with. Can I pronounce that? Pate fou? I don't know. It sounds French. Just because I can pronounce it doesn't mean I'll eat it either. Sounds about correct. Oh, that's what it looks. Been lurking since Worlds. Cool. I'm glad you're enjoying. All right. Good to see you too, Eggs. Good luck. Have fun. I'll never enjoy French cuisine then. Probably not. Kaleidoscope. So this thing definitely has generify. It just stayed in on both. Koish isn't eerie? Nah. Nope, it's Synergy Master. I wouldn't do that. Come on. You know better. I mean, you didn't ban it, so you definitely know. uh, Juicy escargot. I know how to pronounce that one. GG, by the way. Your team is way more problematic for me than I would have ever imagined. When I fought against you in Worlds, I went into it like, oh, I got a decent chance here, and no, it didn't. I did not at all. Now he's been changed significantly. It's quite good in the faster teams. He actually doubled into the Koish this time. A little surprising. He didn't just finish off the Raiken, because now I should be able to. No, that's why. Well, I have Rush, so I can still finish off the hedge in here, so we're all good. Didn't know I would use it. Had a really good chance. Yeah, the turn you double swapped for Tord and Akra so threw me off. Though my sets, that was the most important part. Yeah, I should have. Like before the Worlds, I definitely should have watched your match on stream. But didn't want to have a losing mindset. Guess I should have though. I knew that alley would have been too tough, too much of a wall to climb. Did it because Saipak couldn't touch either turn one and wasn't going to save them for the double 2-2. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sad I brought Saipat because I had Scunch in that slot before, and it would have been so free just if I brought Scunch into like that matchup. But Saipat, I just needed it for Digis. Alright, so he's doubling into the Tataru to make sure it goes down. Because one attack from his Tataru probably wouldn't have taken mine down. We'll see who's faster though. Yeah. Since mine is a Turbo Tataru, I do get my attack off first, which is nice. Better, but also your 2-wire would get even more value. Well, my Scunch probably would have been faster than your 2-wire. And I would have had P-jabs to beat some of the neutral matchups. I wouldn't have had to have been afraid of Mashuk. It definitely would have been an interesting game, but still would have been tough, yeah. Scunch would definitely call you had it on your team the night before. Yeah. Yeah, lots of people ended up bringing it, and it definitely performed. I wish I could have had some more mentals on my team, but I mean, I guess no, I didn't. I didn't want any more mentals on my team, but I'm sure other players did. I did not want any more electric weaknesses. 2 hours overclock. Okay, that would do it. You pick Moala first if you had Scunch, just saved it in your bag. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it looks like your team was just well prepared. What did you what did you end up losing against in the loser bracket? Was it Savannah? I guess it was just kind of surprising. You seemed like you had a really solid team. Also, yeah, I saw you were asking me to pronounce something else. I this isn't a get Mount Mag to pronounce food stream. Proxy and winners had the worst. Protean and winners. No, I don't know. Yeah, I played better. Gotcha. No, my speed control plan has failed. I wanted to buy time so I was gonna Tesla Prison and then Nimble the Osakai so I could outspeed the Lawali with my inner spirit, but now that is not a possibility. I have to still try, I think, though. I don't even get the chance. Osakai got a turn. Yeah, I mean, this team I'm playing today is actually pretty fun. It's not often that I really utilize. Okay, that rage sucks. And that was a good Vink swap in. I lost my train of thought. Oops. It's like the only club more disliked. I always thought PDX was hated more than clowns, but yeah, Vanity is definitely its own case. Kind of funny. I just got some friends in Vanity, plus I get all the benefits of being in a rich people club, you know. It's mainly just because of friends in here. PDX, not even the devs like. It's not anything against the club itself. I think it's just over a lot of. I mean, I don't know. It's like we have a really nice community in Temtem, so even like the quote unquote worst clubs are still full of like good people. No, what? Oh, I guess it was still +1 speed. That's game. I needed to outspeed there. I thought after 2 Teslas and I was also +1. I thought maybe I'd be okay, but that was not the case. GG. Ah, that's unfortunate. If I was able to kill the Lawali there, I had bush up on the Obi, and I probably would have been able to take out the Tataru. Is Lawali's fast? I mean, my Osakai is not the fastest. It's meant to get speed boost. It's just his synergy turbo is what threw me off. Like I've only got 221 speed on the Osakai for definitely nothing crazy. Has like 0 bulk. Took 50% from Sting. I feel like that's almost normal. No, I guess you probably don't have max special attack on the Acronox, so yeah. It must just have a lot of speed invest. Oh, he messaged me and then I didn't catch it. Oh well, rip. Good game. It's 258. Dang, that's almost max. Well, no, no, it's not. That's kind of an odd break point to hit though. It doesn't reach anything. Senpai. Good luck, have fun. Didn't know I was streaming. Had DM. Yeah, I saw the DM right as I finished my encounter and then got into the match, so wasn't able to answer. But GG. Ah, that was pretty close. I was really hoping I'd outspeed with my Osakai, but that turbo you got on the low wall, it really saved the game for you. You're testing this jank team. I'm doing the same. I am not winning a whole lot, but man, this one's fun. I haven't even got to pull off the nimble Valash combo really, because it's just it's way too niche. But Osakai has been feeling really good. I guess it definitely makes sense now why Argon's having success with it. Toxic Week's hurting the team pretty bad. Yeah, that can be tough for sure. I really hope that Suki actually follows up with what she said and asks asks Mustache Man to pass on some information on what the future balance is going to look like. What did she say? She didn't say much. It's just she said she's gonna ask Mustache Man if he can give us kind of a balanced direction, because that's really what I want right now. Like TemCS not getting an announcement until 2024, that's understandable. Honestly, it makes sense. But now we know that we're probably going to get an announcement of some sort, which is really good news. Uh, let's bring Tataru. It's got Nox Bomb. Uh, I want to know a balanced direction. I want to know if we're gonna be able, if Toxics and Wins are getting a nerf, or if Prio's getting looked at. Like they're probably gonna shake things up. They said they were going to once Worlds is over, so I'm excited. I'm also a little worried, but you know. Osakai probably got banned in like 80% of games. That's huge value. I mean, it's you'd think with all of its weaknesses it wouldn't, but yeah, I guess it's way more of a threat than anyone considered it to be. Time to go to bed. Stay here and watch, but not talk. All right, thanks, Ninja. Have a good one. Sleep well. Amphitier's kind of a problem for me, so we'll just take it out. Love to see PvE discussions. I think most PvE discussions are, we'll get to it when we get to it, and please wait. I don't know. I've heard that PvE is kind of rough. They're just like, this is a PvP patch, so don't expect a whole lot. We'll get to it eventually, sort of stuff. 3 counters to Valash, so we'll go with Osakai, even though Osakai's not great in general here. Trust in TemCS/Temtem too. I don't know. Like Krema hasn't announced anything on their new game yet. Nothing, as far as I know. Just that there is a new game in development, which means almost nothing to the majority of us, except that Temtem's getting less resources. So you feel like you're forced to add a Voler into the team. Yeah, Toxic Weakness does that for sure. Tamer's Paradise still dull. Yeah, Tamer's Paradise needs something. Absolutely. Don't know who to drop from. GG Layers made harder for no reason. I mean, there was a huge increase in the amount of Lumas around, so that's understandable. And it's not like Digilayers are ridiculous. It's more, I think they're still kind of reasonable. I think they were just overtuned at the start. The odds were, honestly. That would be Temtem 2, probably just...
Yeah, I don't think their new game is going to be anything related to Temtem. I just think it's kind of funny. Yeah, that slingshot war drum sharp leaf is honestly respectable. Oh wait, no, I'm -2. That's why. Duh. Also, like, this is the kind of damage I expect out of a support. Like this plasma beam into the scunch, doing a third of its health when I have when it's super effective, and after the burn tick. That's, in my personal opinion, the kind of damage that you should get out of a support. Not not being a 3-hit KO is rough. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm just finishing off the scunch now. I don't have max attack on the Tatterus, so kind of biting the bullet for that one. Your Lawler was 273, just hijack spreads. That's actually a reasonable breakpoint. It's almost a bit high, but I can definitely understand it. I'm gonna swap in Raiken, and if he swaps in Sanby, I will swap to Quaish. Digilayers are in Jews. Digilayers were already nerfed. I think they're fine now. I think anything lower than this would be a bit tough. But even then, the people who are farming scares out of them are still getting really good odds. And yet, I don't feel like they deserve a punishment. If that's what they're intending to do, they should have their odds be what they are. Okay. Uh, oof. I should have Nox bombed because now it's not even in. It's not even in rush range. Blood toxic, yikes. The FU Chromion breakpoint. It's also the Nestle breakpoint. They happen to have the same one. And for Lawali, being able to outspeed Nestle is kind of nice. I decided against killing Tyrannac because it's more beneficial for me to leave Tyrannac in, a Tem that I can easily kill, than to have Calibus or Sanby on the board when I want to bring in Osakai. Also, if Tyrannac attacks and kills Tataru here, then I can have both Koish and Osakai on the board, which is the best option for me. I think. Yeah. Unity Brock. Yeah, I'll probably have to bring that in a team at some point. It does look really fun. Alright, I'm going to hook the Turok, and then we're going to Ice Cubes the Tyrannac. This won't kill Turok, but it'll probably put it in Ice Cube's range for Koish to finish off next turn while I smack something else with a different move. I stand corrected. That's a really bulky Turok. Rockalo X, no it won't. No it won't. I thought it might OX if it clicks another move, but it can click Feathergat with no problem. Knowledge check. It is a little bit of a knowledge check. I'd be curious to actually face a Brockwork and see how it performs, but I think it would still be alright. Biggest question right now is, does this Sambi have dozing hit? Alright, and it's fast. Wow. That Sambi has like, yeah, it does have dozing hit. That's so unfortunate. I needed to hook the Turok there. I mm, yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be a max speed Sambi. It's not max, but it's at least 221, which sucks. Live, 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 live. Yes. Now, as long as I can outspeed the Calibus with actually, I don't remember how much speed I have in the Koish. I should check. 221. Okay. So I'm gonna hook the Turok. I'm gonna try and Hypno the Calibus. If I can Hypno the Calibus, then I can get an Inner Spirit off. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna double rest. Alright, so now I can Inner Spirit, and then Crystal Stream, and then I can throw another one if I need to. Hook your own Koish for extra damage. I considered it for fun, but that would kill my Koish for sure, considering the health I'm at. Yeah, I was at +6. +6 Inner Spirit from an Osakai still not killing a Calibus feels so bad though. GG's Senpai. I was pretty close. To honor the Koish. It's Synergy Adept, I promise. Synergy Adept Crystal Koish. I should be Eerie if no bug. Probably. Just because Eerie is such a strong trait. It's the only time you would ever want a Synergy Master Crystal Koish is with an aerobic Volar end. So it's like I do have that on my team. So it's like if there was ever a time to run it, it would be when I have to right now. The Dora Synergy Master. But you would choose any other type of Koish though. And with Tort, you get one less turn. Yes, my Synergy Master reduces the count of Doom by 15%. So now instead of 3 turns of Doom, you only have 2.65 or 2.55. I don't know. Don't feel like doing that math. Bright Beam does like 50 damage now instead of 40. Isn't it 45 with Synergy? Also, who was asking who summoned Reizo earlier? Good luck, Grayson, if you're still here. Good luck, have fun. I'm gonna need luck. I only got 1 water and a Crystal Koish. This isn't the true Rezo team, right? There's a Nesla. Think I lose? Oh yeah, I don't have a good setup into this. My one Earth is Osakai, which is banned, and my one Water is Crystal Koish. Must be your 5,000 channel points earlier from your remake Rezo team. Well, I mean, I've been meaning to get back into Monotype Mondays. I I didn't think about it this Monday because I was dealing like yesterday because I was dealing with all those stupid laundry issues IRL and everything else is just kind of eventually we'll get there. So maybe next week we'll do a monotype team. I could do fire. I was debating on doing crystal though. You essentially get 2x into this team or you get burned to death. Yeah. Just don't play mono wind. I'll try and avoid mono wind until it's actually fun. If I would play mono wind, I would make sure to include wind koish or no, sorry. Well, probably wind koish, wind chromion, and grandpa. I don't have any good answers to any of this garbage. It's 4x water weaknesses. Why? I mean, I should have picked Quaish anyways. I don't know. It was just kind of a lapse in judgment. It's been so long since I've faced a mono team. Fire's like when I finished making this team, I'm like, okay, we're gonna ban Fires so that I can pick Lawali and Valash. I will give this like 3 turns, and we'll see if I can take out one Tem. Which one should we go for? The non-fire? Pick on the noodle? Is anyone hungry? The question, the Tyra ban had a chance. I he just trades like 1 or 2 fires to kill the Koish, and then he just wins. It's just was never a team I could win against. But I definitely played the pick ban horrible. So yeah. Riken did well with no Nesla. If there wasn't a Drakash and a Volcrane in the back, I would maybe agree. Then you looked at yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Not Plague Knack. I agree. Boo. Yeah, no backhanded. I was kind of hoping to heal Tatter a bit, but we do what we can. Which is apparently just die. Oh look, Loali lived. Oh look, somebody set the butterfly on fire. It's bad, you shouldn't do that. Butterflies are cool. Friend would disagree. She's absolutely terrified of butterflies. Well, that's unfortunate, but yeah, I suppose everyone's kind of got their fears and such. Darn, no center typer on the hologram. How do I win this? I don't. I'm just kind of playing for fun. That fucking hellfire. Song's going fast. Yeah, Train Rush is it's a good song for sure. If any of you guys know, like, I don't know, I forget his name. There's some drummer on YouTube, like 8-bit drummer or something. He plays a bunch of songs like that, and are just fast songs on drums. And he played that one. It was kind of a good watch. Why is my Tadru faster than yours? Do you have it at 190? Because mine's at 191 specifically, so that if I'm pairing it with Raiken, I can I can chip something down with Tataru and then have Raiken finish it off. Plasma F Nesla. I mean, he just wins anyways. I don't need to try. He doesn't need to try that hard. I don't need to try that hard. Ace changing his stat to 192. Uh, it was funny to see that though. As soon as I was fast, I forgot I was faster. Or that I was 191 actually. And I'm like, oh, it must not be a turbo tat. And then you got the turbo off. And I had completely forgotten. So, oof. He's just the showdown spread. Oof. It's not a. It's probably not a bad spread though if it hit 190. So many digis on ladder. I don't think this hardly counts. It's Rezo's team, but it's practically Rezo's team. But there are quite a few. A little surprising. Here's 180. Yeah, that's trash. You're queuing too. Okay. I don't know, maybe people just find Digi teams easy enough to play. You drop bulk if first aid kit. I would drop attack. You don't need attack as much on Tataru, especially not a support one. If you're okay, you took out the Chromion. Just slapping Thames around. Hey, sometimes that's how you get started. Well, thinking I had a chance was kind of fun for a second. Uh, buttons. Yeah, that one shot the Volarend. I know I'm -4, but it's just kind of funny. Yeah. Tough. I guess I should have saved the bush for that turn. I didn't have much I could do though. Oh, we got one time and we got three of them down to half. That's okay. GG. Earthquake Raiken. Yeah, give Raiken Earthwave. A Tem that might actually use it. Get Turbo Plates out heater token those. Don't have a Hypno user. Instamash. Alright, this will probably be the last one. Good, nice 10 games today. And team building at the start, so. Go for 200 speed just to be sure versus Golsey. Yeah. 200's around, usually where I like to be around. Stop the stream for the game going, don't have to advance. I appreciate it. Well, GG's. Yeah. Monofire is tough, especially when with a team like this. I should have picked the Koish though and at least tried. It's a pig. I can't tell if it's a support or an offensive pig though. There's like some weird turbo supports. Maybe it's a pig, offensive pig. Poach aches. Could have a good team by now. So Volarine gets banned, right? Team's fun. Like also once you drop them, fall off the fun factor. Or not getting banned to be crazy. Well, I banned Platimus, which is one of the things that I really want Volarant for, but I mean, there's still four others. Yeah, okay, Volarant needs to get banned. Maybe they think it's the broken Koish. Oh, come on. That many people just have no idea who I am. I thought I was famous in this community. No, it's a joke. Won't be running that team on ladder though. Yeah, ladder's for more fun stuff. Like Kaleidoscope backhanded Lawali with Nimble. That's fun. I really want to pick Osakai. Maybe I pick Lawali, bait some of the Toxics in, and then bring in Osakai in the other slot to start scaling while I get a Nimble off, and maybe threaten a Hypoxia as well. Only 90% because the other 10% would be if I intentionally scuffed my Koish to be eerie, but within the actual stat range. That Koish was eerie, but wouldn't have blamed Mag since it figures it's testing random stuff. Fair enough. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore that lore. Yep. 1,000 bulk Digiquash with nut bar. Just no, you gotta run Nature Quest because they gave it revitalized for some reason. Pull up with the HP scuffed Quaish. I can like if I really wanted to put Eerie Quaish on a team right now, I would try it at least. I would try and figure out what stats I'd have to scuff for it to be within range. I'm gonna ban the Nid. Don't feel like dealing with any more toxic ticks than I have to. Plus Raiken's banned. Change Valkyrian team doesn't have the effect. Well, I've many times since nerf to Slingshot. I'll take it. Yeah, having 2 times with the exact same type can be really rough, depending on the situation. This doesn't look like a great Koish game, so we're gonna go with Obi again. Obi's such a nice support. I don't think it's just one HP SV. I think you also need to nerf one of its defenses or both of them for a little bit. That's what I heard at least. But I didn't calc it myself. Just from people in comp chat. First time you fought somebody with Digicoins, you ban it, just left, you still beat them. Hope the TMR is worth it. And yeah, Eerie Koish is bugged, so it just takes way less damage. And it's got insane damage resist that it's just not supposed to have. That's why Spider's such a nice Temtem. Because it has so much coverage, for sure. Alright, fall forward, attack my Lawali. I'm leaving my Lawali in. Click green circles while I scale on your Acronox. So on the give Arachnite buffs after that performance mag, I think that my idea to give Arachnite buffs is to give it overclock. That's always just been all I wanted, and maybe buff overclock. And I think it could still get it, even if it's not buffed, even if it's just in its current state. He made Golder look good. Yeah. They're both just math Tems that work well with his teams. Yeah, basically. Both Golder and Arachnite. Alright, so I saw that Reactive was revealed, and I was able to kind of use it against him there. Since my Lawali's faster than my Osakai, even at +1, I was able to get a Dust Vortex off on the Calibus, which I think is really good value. Osakai's sleeping now, but I'm okay swapping it out. It has +2, it has the Nimble boost, and it has its holds off. So now I can either get a turbo off on something, or just Hypoxia the Nox, which is what I'm gonna do. I will swap in Tataru just for major slash hold, nothing crazy. You knew, but when Arachnite gets +2 his special attacks, basically like if it had stab on not stab moves, don't know how much extra stab does. Yeah, it's just basically 1.5 times. He swapped in the Gazuma to eat the wind hit, so that's smart. Knocking out the bait is good though, but it is receptive, so it doesn't help too much. Interesting. We'll just double turbo here. My Lawali should still be faster. Wow! Oh no, I forgot the flood. I'm so used to facing like 0 bulk Gazumas. Or 0 speed Gazumas, max bulk. Yeah, I've always realized that Arachnite gets stabbed. The way I more thought of it was like, I always treated Arachnite kind of like Momo. So Momo has Stab Master. If you have an offensive Arachnite that gets adaptive, you get twice as much stab. You get, because if you use Unseen Blow, it's just insane damage. But I guess if you build it bulky enough and it just has sheer numbers, it's really solid. So that's probably the new way to really get value out of the Tem. It's a slow Momo. It is. Unlucky caught male Lumigialis with 29 speed. That's not that bad, but I mean, it's always having to spend more hot fixes is a bit sad for sure. That's always how he's run it. That's the only person to have success with Arachnite, really. Yeah, every time I've tried it, it just fails in some way or another and feels so bad to use. That's a really tanky Nox. Alright, I'm gonna try and Crystal Dust the Gazuma, and then I'll fight your turbo with my turbo. Started swinging right up and now mag going off. I've been streaming for like 3 hours. I feel like it was a good stream today. Even though I'm getting mixed results, coming up with a fun team is always nice. Finished Dragon Quest Monsters. I am on the final post-game boss. I'm making slow progress on the team to get it up to competitive level so I can just knock out the final boss and also finish up, and then also jump into competitive right after, but I'm not quite there yet. Not quite yet. I would like Valash for Golzy. I'm probably just going to have to sack Obi here to the Acronox. I'll throw in Major Slash at the Acronox. No, I don't need to, because Acronox is in range to just get nuked by Inner Spirit. I really want another... I want more speed boost on the Osakai, but that's not going to be something I can do easily. Started Dragon Quest yesterday. Awesome! Glad it interested you in it. I saw Anhelacho playing some new game today as well. I think it was like a demo of a game that's supposed to come out in the first quarter next year. Looked mildly interesting. I'd never heard of it before though, so not sure. Please don't enter the Acra. Got it because of my stream. Looked fun. Yeah, that's cool. Well, it's just gonna be turbo back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, I guess. I'll definitely play some more Dragon Quest on stream. I'm hoping that competitive's fun. One of the other streamer I watch for Dragon Quest, he actually is just getting into comp, and he found some really crazy combo. Because there's an attack that it's called Miracle Slash. It heals you for half the damage that you deal. And then there's an ability that one of the monsters has that attacks all 4. And for some really stupid reason, those things combo together. So you can have an attack that hits all 4 monsters on the opposing side and heals for 50% of the damage done to each one. Not only that, but it also attacks... It attacks more than once, so it does that like 2 or 3 times in a single turn. So if you cannot one-shot that monster, it will heal back up to full every single time while wiping your team. The only thing to keep it in balance is that it has a lower stat total. It's like a rank D monster. Pushing off the Toxic Tick, getting the special defense raise on Obi's kind of nice here. Now Soil Steam I can be less scared of. Since the Acronox stayed in, I am predicting a Toxin Shower. No, we went for the Soil Steam. Senpai, hello, welcome. GG's in the match earlier. Please reconsider. I'm sorry. I actually do love Acronox. It was when I was playing through the story, and I got the Kisu. I'm like, all right, I already got my full story team. I don't need anything else. And then I came across Acronox, and I'm like, I need this Tem on my team. It looks sick. Like out of all the designs in Temtem, Acronox is probably in my top 3 favorites. Baby Tems. It's not actually a baby Tem. It's actually one of the. It's quite a large Tem or monster. It's may have to pick Dragon Quest game up. Literally the first you're hearing of it. It's like the 3rd entry in the series, but it's the first one in like 15 years or something. It's a lot of fun. I've got a bunch of content on it if you want to check that out and see if it interests you before buying. Oh, and 3 today got off. Ah, unfortunate. Some days are going to be rough for sure. Just reading about the PvP seems like there's really only one meta and not very fun. Have you tried any of it? Yeah, see that is what I'm afraid of, and I have not tried the competitive meta for it yet. That's what I'm hoping to get into sometime this week. I have not looked at any competitive guides. I've literally just picked monsters of the strongest rank that I think look cool, and we're gonna see how it goes. If I can find some amount of success, I'll probably get into it. But if I'm struggling every other match due to people using the meta OP objectively stronger stuff, I probably won't play for too long. But I'll try and put some time and theory crafting into it, and we'll see what I can do. Because I think like the amount of options in the game are insane. There's so much, but it's hard to. I'm not sure how much of it's actually viable. I think there's just some options that will be better than others. Go through story actors so much trouble you, 0 good times, it's stung every time. Yeah, the Kisiwa dojo was tough for me the first time. Yowler and Acronox, I just had nothing for either. My wind was Lawali. Windblade and weak to toxic was not a good combo. We'll play Goldsy so bad, then you're just gonna bump in every hard counter on ladder. Going through. Is there balance in Dragon Quest? Honestly, I don't think so. Usually with Switch games, there's not active updates, but there could be. The last time there was a competitive Dragon Quest Monsters game, it was back in, like I said, like 15 years ago or something. I think it was on the 3DS. So maybe times have changed and there will be. I hope there is, but honestly, I think it's very doubtful. More afraid of Wolfie in the Desert. It does seem like a game you'll play. Probably going to pick it up after Christmas. Cool. Warhammer Rogue Trader stream. I've heard of Warhammer. I don't know like anything about it. I don't know what Rogue Trader is. EQM PvP stream waiting room. Well, I'll hopefully get around to it. There's so much stuff I want to do right now, and it's because I know I still have like a couple guides for Temtem I want to make as well. So I'll probably take a day off of streaming, maybe tomorrow, or just sometime this week to do that. And then finals are coming up too, so I got that. Hope there is. Really hyped for the comp and DQ. I hope there's something too, but I think we got to keep our hopes low. Switch games do not like active updates, and Square Enix is a company that I don't think they have any live service games. I think it's all just story-based games where they build it and they just kind of let everyone else figure everything out. Rogue Traders, Baldur's Gate 3, but in Warhammer universe. Gotcha. It's glorious. All right. Well, that was the last comp match I did mention. I just figured I'd finish up some of the chats we were having. So yeah, this was a really fun stream. I think I covered most of the stuff I wanted to say during the stream. So I'm not sure. I can't think of any like ending announcements I specifically have. You came late. Yeah, sorry, senpai. I've been streaming for 3 hours. It's usually about my limit because I got other stuff I got to do in a day. Square Enix, the studio behind Final Fantasy. I know they make the story games for it, but I guess I don't. You're probably right. They probably do. I always just think of them for the Dragon Quest series primarily. I forget about Final Fantasy, so they definitely could. They definitely. It's just we're gonna have to wait and see. But I'll try and get some more content for you guys. But I'm gonna take it in stride. I'm gonna prioritize everything I'm doing in life and just everything else is kind of second. Professor Tom, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's gonna be all for me today. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.